Good evening to all of you. Today we have an important topic which will be an essay writing in your CAPF paper 2 probably. So we'll have discussion on this subject as well as the presentation we have made for you for reference and future reference. Kindly keep it in mind. So the topic is basically terrorism and international ramifications. Terrorism and international ramification. So first of all, we would like to know basically what the terrorism is. Terrorism is a phenomena which is a worldwide phenomena, or you can say global phenomena. The purpose of terrorism is to create fear in the mind of public in general and among the particular section in some cases. So this fear psychosis is created so that the general public remains terrorized, and also it has an impact on the functioning of the police. The police is the visible arm of the government, maybe state government, maybe central government. In case of state government, it is local police, district police. In case of central government, it is CAPF. They all come under the police. So they are the visible arm of the government of the state as well as government of India. So once the public starts perceiving that terrorists have upper hand, they are using different methods to convey their message. They are killing innocent people. They are killing masses in general shooting. They are throwing grenades. They are blasting bombs. They are hijacking airplanes, and they are also demanding from the government the release of already arrested terrorists in lieu of the hijacking of planes or any other incident which has ramification related to kidnapping, abduction, and hostage and release situation. So now we would like to discuss the recent incidents which have happened in the past 2 months. You must have been reading in the newspaper that in Las Vegas in USA, there was a bomb blast outside one of the hotel. The hotel belonged to Trump, and investigations are still on. In New Orleans in USA, on 4th January, there was an incident where a trucker came with a truck and accelerated its speeds and killed 18 people on the spot. This trucker was named as Shamuddin Jabbar. He was a citizen of the USA, and he had he had training of the army, and he had served in the army also. So he was a veteran. Similar kind of incident happened in the Munich a few days back. In Munich, a person who was a Afghan origin and was asylum seeker in Germany, he accelerated his truck and injured 28 people seriously. He had a track record of drugs and theft related offenses. Similarly, there was a attack in France by one of the person who shouted first of all Allahu Akbar and then injured one person seriously who died later on, and 2 police officers were injured. Similarly, there was suicide bombing attack in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is in Pakistan, where 16 soldiers were killed, 8 were injured. This area is in South Waziristan. So from these examples, we can say that terrorism is not confined to particular places, but it is spread over to the whole world. In fact, 1979 is the year when the terrorism started spreading. It had its roots from the Afghanistan, which is now Taliban. So then it spread to India also. We saw the Khalistan movement in our country, where the Sikhs wanted a separate state, and they wanted not only the area of the Punjab but parts of Haryana, Himachal, and Delhi too, if you look at their map. So this movement lasted from 1983 to 1992, almost 9 years. So in this movement, we had two major operations, that is Operation Brass Tack and Operation Black Thunder, in which Army and the Central Armed Police Forces evicted the civilians from the Darbar side, and all the militants were neutralized, all the terrorists were neutralized. Similarly, in Pathankot attack and Uri attack in 2016, six terrorists infiltrated from the border and entered into the airbase of Pathankot. There was a gunfight between the NSG, Air Force personnel, and ultimately it led to the elimination of all the terrorists. 7 army personnel or NSG personnel died, and 1 Garud commando also died while neutralizing these terrorists. Again, in the month of September, there was an attack in Uri, in which 17 army personnel lost their life. 4 militants were neutralized by us. 30 soldiers were also injured. So now we have covered almost all kind of incidents which have happened recently and in the past. Now question is why it happens? Why it happens? Why terrorism is affecting the whole of the globe? And now we would like to discuss radicalization and ideology. By radicalization and ideology, I mean to say that Islam believes in the theory of Operation Gajwe Hind. By Operation Gajwe Hind, they want to say that we should conquer the Hind. We should conquer the Hind. They have radicalized ideology. They believe in taking revenge against the excesses committed by the security forces against their people. So this radicalization is the major cause, and it is unstoppable. These days, online program of the radicalization are also available, and basically it is known as brainwashing. So what are the causes of terrorism? Number 1 is the religious cause, that religiously persons or a group of persons who have a criminal bent of mind, they feel themselves separate from the other religions, that is Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, etc. And therefore, they want to have dominance of their own religion and want to subdue other religions. Then there is social cause, social unrest, maybe they are in the society. Economic cause, maybe some strata of the society is poor and they may be disgruntlement in that society. Then support of the foreign country. In our case, in India, there is visible evidence that there is support of Pakistan. ISI of Pakistan not only provides financial support but also provides training, arms, ammunition, armament, and radicalizes the Muslims, youth who are drenched in poverty and they come to this country to take revenge. Resentment among the masses. Another cause may be resentment among the masses. That is, there is a feeling of alienation in a section of society, and that feeling of alienation exists in the society, which needs to be addressed by political personalities, but that has not been addressed so far. Now coming to next point, funding. How do they get the money? Number one is the drug trafficking. In drug, it involves a lot of money. You know the price of heroin, which is very large price in the market. It starts from Afghanistan, where there is a crop known as opium. It comes to Pakistan, then it comes to India, and then it goes to Burma, etc. So this drug trafficking has got a lot of money. Smuggling in large scale of cocaine, heroin, synthetic drugs, foreign money, money from the foreign country, especially in our case, the money from Canada and money from Australia and money from USA. Extortion, by extortion, I mean to say that those who believe in the theory of terrorism, they start running parallel government and they demand money from the big businessman. If the money is not given to them, then their near ones, dear ones, or they themselves are target and they are eliminated. Another method is Hawala transactions. In Hawala transactions, the money is routed, it comes to the person, and it is difficult to keep check on Hawala transaction. Then another method is the counterfeit currency. By counterfeit currency, I mean to say that earlier Pakistan and Bangladesh were printing the currency, and that currency, fake currency, was coming into our country, and it was also one of the source of money which was used in procuring arms, ammunition, and training the personals who have been radicalized and have different kind of ideology who indulge in terrorism. Now, the next important question is how we can tackle the terrorism. At India level, we need to upgrade our police forces, upgrade the training of police, CAPF. We need to have physically fit and mentally alert commandos. We need to learn the concept of tactics, fieldcraft, etc. And our shooting skills should be A1 so that we can eliminate, neutralize these terrorists. Upgrading intelligence system. We have got number of intelligence agencies, that is IB, CBI, RAW, BSF intelligence, military intelligence, etc. So we need to have common sharing of intelligence among the sister agencies, and then we should have the system of reacting to the intelligence in a short span of time. NIA has been formed recently. NIA is conducting investigations of terror-related crime. Earlier, these crimes were being investigated by the state police, but now NIA has been given power all over India as well as in foreign countries to investigate these crimes. NIA has got fast-track courts also for trial, and these persons who are arrested prosecuted, and convicted, they should be sentenced, given punishment appropriately in accordance with the law. Extradition treaty, we should have extradition treaty with the other countries, that is Canada, USA, and other countries where these criminals escape and they don't want to come back to the country of their origin or to face the justice. Recently, in case of visit of Prime Minister Modi to USA, USA has handed over one of the criminal, Rana, who was involved in the Bombay blast, and he'll be facing now justice. So these kind of extradition treaties are required. Employment of NSG, National Security Guard. Earlier, before Bombay blast attack, NSG was stationed at Manesar, New Delhi, and it took a lot of time for NSG to reach Bombay. Now there are 4 hubs in the north, east, south, and west where the NSG has been stationed so that NSG can reach quickly to the place of crime and it can be deployed effectively against anti-hijacking operation, against anti-terrorist operations. Control over media at critical juncture. Another point is that all the officers who are participating in these anti-terrorist operation, one officer should not allow the media to reach at that point and media should be controlled. And specific briefing should be given to media at a place different than the place of the operation. That is place of occurrence where the crime has taken place, where the militants have entered or are playing hostage and seek release situation. There, media briefing should not be addressed at the same place. It should be addressed in a separate building, in a separate place, so that media is unable to show live coverage of the area under gunfight between the terrorists and the security forces. Awareness among the general public. General public should be aware of such things that there can be chances where there may be a fire, bomb blast, hijacking, etc., and how they have to react in these situations. So important laws which cover these crimes are TADA, Terrorist Anti-Terrorist Disruptive Act, POTA, Prevention of Terrorist Act, UAPA, Unlawful Prevention Prevention Act, which has been amended in 2019. And then some of the important terminology we must know, which is related to terrorism. TADA we have discussed, POTA we have discussed, MSC is the Master Agency Center. It is basically related to the intelligence, NetGrid, National Grid. It is one of the system how the intelligence is upgraded. UAPA, jihad by jihad I mean to say that it is a kind of radicalization of the Muslim poor youths who enter into jihad and are ready to fight with the others. Operation Gajwe Hind we have already discussed, to bleed India by 1,000 cuts. This is one of the terminology which is being frequently used in the lectures, that one of the General Jiaul, who was mastermind of the Operation Topak, he wrote that we should bleed India by 1,000 cuts. And his policy is being followed. It is a kind of proxy war which is unleashed on the countrymen, especially it is related to Jammu and Kashmir, where we have been seeing militancy since 1990, and it has still not been ebbed out. It has still not been completely curbed. So important tanjeems, important organizations which come under this terrorism are Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Al-Qaeda, PTT, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Taliban, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Taliban, ISIS, International State of Iraq and Syria, BLA, Baluch Liberation Army, KLF, Khalistan Liberation Force, IM, Indian Mujahideen, etc. These regimes, organizations are involved in fighting the terrorism. They have their own means of collecting the funds, training, providing shelter to the terrorists, and acting on special occasions. So, this is in nutshell we have discussed today about the terrorism. So, in the end, I would like to say that terrorism is a global phenomena and the whole world should act and react in synchronization in order to fight this menace. Otherwise, the incidents which have happened in last 2 months in Las Vegas, New Orleans, Munich, France, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Pakistan, these incidents are unstoppable and they'll keep on happening unless we place our joint hand and we agree and curb this menace in the bud. Thank you. Jai Hind. This is what I wanted to say about the terrorism.